What's up, guys? This is Lucky. Welcome back to part 3 of my 3-part tutorial on how to make this mini game in Disney Infinity. I'm calling Dropkick the Princess, where you and your buddies get together and you drop kick princesses through a field goal. Today we're going to cover chains. Last time we covered counters, and in the last one we set up a counter to keep track of score. When we reached a target of 5, what we did is we set it so it made one of the stadium pieces cheer. Now, we want more than one stadium piece to cheer. We want like the whole crowd to go nuts, right? We want everybody to cheer. Now, I could go through and say if target reached 5, make all these pieces cheer. I could set up different leaks for each one, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use the fact it's loud cheering as a trigger to trigger the next stadium piece to also do loud cheering. And that's how a chain works. You're basically saying once you have started loud cheering, then you go and tie it to another piece. So if the fact that it's loud cheering becomes the trigger, and then loud cheering becomes the effect, and you just tie it. You go from one piece to the next piece to the next piece to the next piece. And you're like, why? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do chains? Why couldn't I just tie it? The reason being is now I've tied basically loud cheering to all these pieces. So all I have to do is set off this one corner stadium piece. All I have to do is trigger it, and I can get the whole stadium to cheer now. That way, if I want to change, essentially I want to change basically what it is that sets off the cheering, I can do that. Say I don't want to use the counter and say I want to use the scoreboard, I can swap that in and out, and instead of having to go and replace all that links, now I'm only having to replace one link. And it's not so much a tutorial so much as it's smart building. It's smart use of your time in the toy box, basically, because now you can go and do other things. Say I want us to take it from 5 to 10 or 21. Say I want to change fundamentally somehow the way that you count the way it's winning. But at the same time, when I get to the end, I still want my whole crowd to cheer. Well, rather than changing all those different stadium pieces, I'm changing one piece. And I get this effect right here of the whole crowd cheering. Right here. Now, this can be used for more than just stadium pieces. I can go to this stadium piece, and I can say, if you start loud cheering, then trigger an event like a party cannon, or it could be spawn in a monster, or it could be do any number of things. It acts like a trigger. Same thing with party cannons. You can say to the party cannon, if you explode, then trigger another event. And that will allow me to set up chains, basically, to chain one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. And so when you get done, you can have 10, 15, 20, 30 events all tied to a single trigger. And that is just smart building. And that's what this tutorial is about. It's about smart building. Now, we'll go through, I've done this side, we've done one side. We'll go to the other counter piece, basically off screen, and go ahead and do the other side. To finish out our game, we're going to make it, we don't want just that, we're going to go to the field goal. And instead of the field goal just basically, adding score, let's make it cheer also. So we're going to go to this stadium piece. We don't want to do loud cheering because that'll trigger the whole chain, but what we're going to do is cheering, because that option was not done. It's mid-size cheering. And then I'll set up a chain here and say if you start cheering, then the next person will start cheering, and we'll do this whole side. So if you make it through one field goal, one side of the stadium will cheer, and we'll do the same thing to the other one. Set up a new link over here, we'll go over to this piece, set it to cheer, and that way if you make a field goal through that, then the other side will start cheering. And that pretty much wraps this up. I mean, that brings it full circle. So we have all the pieces that we need in place to make this game work. And the very last thing that we're going to do is a little something I like to do. Is more of like a cleanup. Typically when I work, I keep all my pieces out where I can see them. I can use my magic wand. Now we're just going to go through real quickly. We'll take our counters, we'll move them out of sight. We'll take our replayer tool, we'll move it out of sight. We'll take the start recording and stop recording, we'll move it out of sight. So the only thing that we have left in the playing field is our master reset kill switch and our start switch to start the game. And then, like, to spice it up, you can do a few things. One thing we do is I go into action toys. You could add flippers, bouncers, all kinds of stuff to this. You could add a party cannon so stuff goes flying right through the middle, or fans, or whatever you want to do. One thing that we like to do is I personally like to use the grow panels, grow and shrink. It adds a nice context to it because you and the other player, y'all get bigger and smaller and so on and so forth. And it's a lot of fun, and even the little characters, the little townspeople, they get bigger and smaller, and it just adds like this nice little bit of variety to the play. That's really a lot of fun. But that's all there is to Dropkick Princess. I'll put links to part 1 and part 2 in the video. I'm just gonna wrap this up, and this will be a game that me and a little bit my daughter, we played. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me your feedback. Love to hear from you. This is Lucky. Peace.
Hey there! Great day, isn't it?